everybody, welcome back. I'm so excited to see you for step 3 of our Secrets to Stop Being Busy. I am Heather Lambert with A More Magical Life, and I can't wait to help you think about your time different so you can use it better and live a more magical life. So we are going to get right to it today. This is actually going to be pretty quick, I think. We'll see. But this is where we start putting it all together. You've done the meat of the work. You've done the research. You've done the dreaming and the brainstorming. Now we just have to put it all together, make a plan, and then you run with it. So let's take a look and see what we've got going on today. Here's my slides, and there's my face. Okay, so secrets to stop being busy. What are we going to do today? Quick review. So we've already talked about why you felt busy. We've tracked, we've identified your priorities, and today we're going to plan your week. We're going to make intentional decisions about how you spend your time, and that is the key to this whole thing. You have more time than you thought you did, right? You've uncovered where that time is and how you can find it. You've figured out what you want to fill that time with. And so now we're going to make decisions and really choose how we use our time and not just waste it away. So we tracked. So you have your tracker. You've taken a look at that. You've color coded it. You've made your decisions. We got clear what was important. I'm so ahead of myself. All right, so we did the wheel, right? So if you're just joining us or you need a quick recap, you did your wheel and you identified what areas of your life are priorities for you. Maybe you found a category of your life where you were neglecting and you need to spend a little bit more time and attention on. So when you create your schedule today, you will maybe want to take a look or think about that category and make sure you're including it in your time. Your be, do, have, one of my favorites. You brainstormed all the things you wanted to be, all the things you wanted to do, and all the things you wanted to have. Remember, this is not set in stone, and it changes as you change and as life changes and time goes on. Every time you write it, the things that are important to you will stay strong. They might even get more specific. The things that are not important to you will fall off. New things might come up that you can add. So this is a living list that will constantly change, which is why you should be writing it frequently. Remember, not just once a year, not even once a month, at least once a week, if not every day. This is a great thing to get up and start your morning with. Remind you what you want to get excited about, so you remember the things that are on your mind and in your goal and in your vision for the future, so you remember how to spend your time wisely. Your list of 100. So just another way to brainstorm your dreams and visions. The list of 100 really challenges you to get creative and think outside of the box, right? 100 things is tricky. It's hard to do, and it makes you start to think about ridiculous ideas, which might trigger just the perfect thing. But this really requires you to dig deep and really think and go crazy. So a lot of fun, can be fun to do with a friend or a partner or a spouse or whoever. You can help inspire each other with different ideas. And you might be surprised at what your spouse really wants to do. What do they want to put on their list? What do they want to have? And this is not just do, but these are things you want to have, right? So you might be surprised what they want to have in their life. And maybe you'll be surprised that you both want the similar things. And now you can go after them together. How much more powerful would that be? All right, so we are on step 3, and we're going to talk about being intentional. Remember, you have 168 hours that we have to allocate. We have to allocate all 168 hours of your time to make sure that you are intentional and choosing to spend your time the way you need to accomplish all of those things that you've dreamed of. You've got to also leave space for life. Life is crazy, unpredictable. It pops up and things fall into your lap that you could not have expected. And those challenges have to be dealt with in the moment sometimes. And so you've got to leave some space. This is something I learned, especially from my property management field and also from teaching, is that unpredictable things can happen every single day. And we have to have space. If we don't have space and we have completely scheduled out every single moment, then when things like that pop up, we're completely stressed out and overwhelmed. We don't know what to do, right? Because now we can't get this done and we have to address this and everything is happening and now we're worse off than when we started. So we've got to leave space, intentionally leave space so that we can leave room for those things that pop up. They're gonna. We want to feel more accomplished. We want to get more done, right? Don't you want to finish your to-do list each and every single day? I know I feel really, really good when I finish my to-do list every day. And yes, it is possible to do that. And we're going to talk about how. I'm so excited to share that with you because this is really changed the whole way in that I've worked. Using scheduling and planning and to-do lists in this way has really changed the way that I work and how relaxed that I feel about everything. I no longer feel busy. Sometimes I feel a little lazy because I have so much free time. I'm like, I should be working more. Um, and that may be the case for you as well, but we'll see. So let's start off talking about planners. Yes. So you need a planner. If you're going to live intentionally and you're going to schedule your time ahead of time, you need to have somewhere to put that. Now, whether you prefer virtual or paper is completely up to you. So you can figure out how to do that for yourself. And you can do all of these things virtually. It's very simple to do. You can use a Google Calendar, you can use some calendar app. They all have this capability. There are also very plentiful amount of apps out there for to-do lists and different lists and reminders, and even just a sticky note is helpful. So it's completely up to you whether you do paper or virtual. I am a paper girl. I like to write it down. Something about putting it physically onto a paper and writing it makes it real to me. The virtual, it's nice to have, and I do keep a calendar on my phone so that when I'm out and about, I can add appointments or remember where I need to be. But my plan, my intentional scheduling of space is in my planner, which stays on my desk. So what kind of planner? So that is one of the big things that I hear and see all the time, especially on Facebook. I see people asking, what kind of planner do you use? I need to buy a planner. People that love planners, and we buy planners just because there's a new one and we want to fill it up and we want to fill it in and write all the things and fill out all the spaces. It's just fun for us to do. If you're a planner person, comment, let us know. So what planner is going to be the most effective? So there are planners out there that I do not like. Um, and I used to use them and I don't even have one to show you. But a planner that would have just the 5 days of the week, just a big block for each of the 5 days all week long. So let me see if I can just kind of do this for you. I would say like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? And so you just have a page and it would have all your this is your plan for the week. And it's just a big block. And so what would you do? You would take your pen, I'm gonna use a different pen so you can see my writing. And you would scribble, and I'm not even gonna write words. You would scribble in your day your list of items that you have to do, right? And you'd fill it in and you'd write all the things and stuff would come up and you would add some more notes here, and you just fill up all the things that you need to do in that box, right? So that is just a traditional generic weekly view planner that you normally would see. And here's my problem with this. Your brain sees these boxes, and I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about your brain, your subconscious. And remember, your brain is always looking for evidence, and you keep telling your brain that you're busy and you don't have time. And then your brain looks at your schedule and it's all filled up. There's no space in there. It's all full. And your brain goes, uh-huh, yep, sorry about that. Yes, we are busy. We are all filled up. The space is full. There's no room for anything else that we want to do. And now you're frustrated and disappointed because all the things you want to do didn't make it into the space. There's no room. There's no time. You're too busy. Your brain is confused. You have more time than you think you do here. This is not going to take up your 168 hours. but your brain doesn't know that because the boxes are full, which means you have no more time. And so that's why I don't like that typical weekly view planner. My preference is a weekly view like this one. And you can see that there is a single vertical column for each day. There is time slots, so you can schedule in the things that you must do at certain times. The other thing that this type of planner, I need to have a monthly calendar. So this calendar planner also has a monthly calendar, but then it has the weekly views also. I don't prefer a daily view because I need to see my whole 168 hours. I'm not working in 24-hour windows. I need all 168. If I'm going to be flexible and allow space and be able to fit certain things in at certain times, it might be on different days in different weeks. It might be at different times in different weeks, just depending on what's going on in life, right? And if you want that flexibility and you want to be able to see the space, some days are busier than others. Some days are fuller than others. And so if you're only looking at that one full day, you're going to feel overwhelmed and busy and tired. But if you can see that even though today is busy, tomorrow has a whole bunch of white space, you're going to be okay. Your brain's going to go, oh, it's all right. We can get through this because we've got a break. It's coming up. So that's why I like this kind of a weekly view, and for it to be a vertical weekly view. They are hard to find in the office supply stores. I will share with you the one that I'm using right now. You can see that. It is a Day Designer. I got it at, I think, Office Depot. So they are out there. You just have to really search. I believe they have a generic one also that you can get. They're not so pretty. This one's nice and pretty with some little corners and whatnot. I've also used the Law of Attraction Planner that has a setup very similar to this that works very well. The Law of Attraction Planner is full of lots of other things too, though, different goals and trackers and just all sorts of different things. I prefer simple. I prefer less stuff. I'm not going to use all of that stuff in my planner anyway. I just need my schedule. So I prefer a slimmed down version. It's not so thick and bulky. So this one works really well for me. I'm really loving it. So it's got the weekly vertical view. It has time slots so I can put in the things that I need to do. And there's also another piece that it has that's super important. So at the top of each page, there is a list for my daily priorities. And there's only 3 there. Sometimes I double up the blocks and I will have as much as 6 or 7. That's not as big a deal, as at least there is some space for you to write your daily priorities. And we're going to talk about your to-do list next. But you just need to have space each day to be able to identify what that is. And then I like to have a space where I can make a list. So you can see over there on the left-hand side, there's a to-do, and it's just a generic list. And again, we're going to talk about to-do lists in just a second, and that's part of it. But I need that available in my planner. So that's why I like this one. It's set up really perfectly. Ideally, I would like some time slots a little bit later into the evening, but this works. And I am enjoying it so far. It's got everything that I have found to be effective in a planner. Now, you don't have to run out and search for a perfect planner or buy a new one. If you're almost to the end of yours, don't waste your money. Wait till the new year. And you can download the one-page planner. So I have this available for you back on the class site on Podia. You can download this one-page planner, and it's got just about everything you need. It's got each day of the week in a vertical line. It's got all the time slots, and it's got your daily priorities and a running need to do soon list, which we'll talk about again in a second. And so this is a perfect one sheet planner page that you can use in a pinch. And it's just one sheet, so it's easy to carry around with you. You could print a whole bunch and hole punch them, stick them in your happy planner. I know some of you guys have happy planners. You can print this out and hole punch it and stick it in your happy planner and use the Happy Planners month view and then use this for each week. So that's a very doable as well. Those of you that love your Happy Planner and have a hard time letting go. I had a Happy Planner too, I loved it, but I was Scotch taping a weekly view planner into my Happy Planner. Talk about waste of time. Like, seriously, just go buy one that has it right. So that was before I created this, and if I had just created myself a sheet, I'd have been all set. But now we have it, and you can utilize that if you need to. Now, I want to talk about time blocking because it is a hot topic these days. And I think there are some pros and cons to time blocking, so I'm going to tell you what I think about time blocking. It is definitely a great way to plan ahead. It helps keep you focused, right? So you're going to put, so basically the idea of time blocking is that it's like a zero budget. So if you've ever done like a Dave Ramsey budget, you have to allocate every penny of your income to something, right? Before you spend it. So the same thing with time blocking. You take your entire 168 hours, right? Because I'm not working in 24, 168 hours, and you block off categories of time. So from here to here, I'm going to work. From here to here, I'm going to play with the family. From here to here is dinner. From here to here is sleep. From here to here is rest. So you block out every moment of time before it happens. And then your activities fit within those time blocks. It's supposed to keep you focused, keep you on track. It helps you budget your time, and it makes sure all of your activities will fit. So it certainly will do that. And also it keeps you accountable to your schedule. So if you say you're going to work from here to here and it's here, it's time to quit, and you have to switch tasks and move to the next category, the next block of time. But what I don't like about it is when you fill your time blocks completely, so your entire day is blocked out, there's no space. And not that there isn't space, because conceptually there may be some space, but your brain doesn't see the space because your calendar is completely filled in with these blocks. And so when your brain sees it, it's looking at a completely filled in schedule, which goes right back to our problem with this other. The block is filled up. So there's no time, and I'm going to feel busy. I'm going to feel like there's not enough time and I can't fit in anything else. I'm going to have anxiety when somebody wants me to do something more because I don't have time. But you do have time. There's plenty of space. But a traditional, like by definition, time blocking does not allow for that space on the page. Again, theoretically, there is space and you can choose to rest and you can plug in a rest block, but your brain still sees that as scheduled. And so it perpetuates this feeling of busyness. And so that is one reason I don't love time blocking. And life is unpredictable is the other reason. We talked about all the things that are going to pop up unexpectedly. And if your schedule is all blocked out in time, and then you have this thing happen, which always happens, now you've got to rework all your blocks. And you've just spent all that time doing it, and then it was pointless. And so you've wasted more time. And now you've got to start all over. And so I love time blocking in theory, but not fully. So you need to do what's best for you. But I have adopted some time, sort of a modified time block, if you will. So I will show you one of my past planners. Hopefully you can see this. It's in pencil, but I think you'll get the idea. So you can see, can you see? Well, it's fuzzy, but that's okay. This was a very busy week. There's a lot of things on my to-do list. There's a lot of things to focus on each day, but you can see where I have blocked in things, right? So I have this is blocked in, I have this is blocked in, I have this blocked in. So I have blocked in the things that need to be at specific times. So if I've got to drop my kid off at the bus at a specific time, that's going to get blocked in. If I have to pick him up from a specific thing, I'm going to block it in. He goes to jujitsu at 5:30 every day. I'm going to block that in. It's at a specific time. It has to be at that time. And so I'm going to block it in. The rest of my schedule Look at that. It's open. See that open? Look. Look at all this open space. This is open space. So as busy as this week is, I have pockets, open space, open space. I have pockets of time, open space. This is all open space. This is open space. So all of these pockets of time of open space. So even though there's a ton of things scheduled, my brain looks at this and goes, whew, this is a busy day, but it's okay because I've got some open space here and I've got some open space there. If somebody comes to you and says, can we meet? Can we go out and have some fun? Hubby says, hey, can we do a date night? You can go, yeah, I sure can. Absolutely. I choose what I do with my time, and I have space here, 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 and I have space here. You have all kinds of space, and you get to decide what to do with it. So I love just a kind of a modified version of time blocking where you just put in and block out the things that have to be done at certain times. And then the rest of the day, you can kind of fill in as you go. Your to-do list is going to guide your activities for the most part. So we're going to talk about that next because that's a really important piece of using your time intentionally and feeling like you're not busy. So let's talk about to-do lists and how to get your to-do list done. So I heard a time management coach a couple of days ago talk about to-do lists, and she said to her audience that it was great if they had too many things on their to-do list and that they didn't get them all done. In fact, that was really good to have extra things on your list because then you might be more productive and actually complete more things. If there's more things on your list, you'll get more done, right? That's her theory. And at the end of the day, if you don't finish it all, it's okay. Just reallocate those things to other days and then you start again. And I'm shaking my head thinking, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't put more things on your to-do list than you can get done. Why? Because you'll never finish it. And if you never finish your to-do list, then you're always feeling like you failed. You're always feeling like there's too much to do and not enough time to get it all done. That's the whole problem here. If there are more, let me say this again. If there are more things on your list than you are capable of doing in a day, you'll never finish it. Your brain will always know. Remember, it's looking for evidence, and this is perfect evidence that there is more things to do and not enough time to get it done, which is why you should not put things on your to-do list that you cannot finish in a day. And so that is why I love the weekly planner with the big list and then the daily priorities. That is so, so important. So here is how I write my to-do list. Now, a version of this, I sort of was inspired by Chalene Johnson. She wrote a book years ago called Push. And so I have, again, modified it slightly, but she was certainly my inspiration, and her ideas have been very helpful in me getting more done and feeling accomplished each day. So number one is to keep a running list of everything you have to do. Now it's a running list. Don't keep things in your head. That just perpetuates all the things. Oh, I have to remember, I have to remember, I have to remember. You're feeling busy. You've got to remember 100 things every day. You're going to feel busy. So don't keep it in your head. You've got to write it down, which means you need a place to put it. And that's where that running list comes in. Let me see if I have here. Oh, I do. So that's where this blue list, this running list, this is where you put everything you've got to think about doing. Everything you want to remember to do, everything you're thinking about, oh, I got to remember to do that. I got to go to the dry cleaner. I got to go get groceries. I got to do laundry. I got to take the kid to the appointment. I need to pick up such and such. I need whatever it is you need to do, write it on your running list. Now it's a running list, so it's constantly changing and revolving and whatnot. So, and that's fine. It just goes, you park it there. That is not your to-do list. As it says on this planner page, need to do soon. Not necessarily today, just soon. All right, so number 2, items that have a particular time and date can be added to your schedule. So anything on here that has a particular time or date that needs to be done. The kid goes to jujitsu, you have a doctor's appointment, you've got to pick the kid up from the bus. Whatever it is that you've got to remember at a particular time, go ahead and schedule it right in. All week long, schedule it right in, and then you can cross it off the list. Then you choose items. So each day, I like to do it the night before. You can do it first thing in the morning, whatever works best for you. Choose the things that you absolutely must get done today. Only the things that must get done today. Now, let me clarify. If you are completely out of clothes, every single garment is dirty, you probably have to do laundry today. But if you've got stuff in your drawer and clothing in your closet and clean underwear that you can put on, then laundry is not a must do today. It can wait. Nobody's going to die if laundry doesn't get done today. It does not go on your daily priority list. Only the things that absolutely must get done today. And if they don't, something is going to happen. Something bad is going to happen tomorrow if I don't do this today. It has to get done. Some deadline, some whatever, something bad is looming if I don't get this done. Those are your daily priorities. So you pull the couple of things, 2, 3, 5, 6, maybe things to your daily priority, and that's your to-do list. That's the one that you're going to complete today because you have to. Those are only the things that have to get done. And so they have to get done. There is no question. So you will get them done. Now, what happens when you get them done? When you finish your list, you celebrate. You celebrate your accomplishment. You completed your list. You did everything that you had to do. And now you have a choice. You can choose what to do with the rest of your time that day. Now, if you have filled your day and the day is done, then that's fine because you got done everything you needed to do. You can feel accomplished. You can celebrate. But if you have time left in your day, you have a choice. You can either relax, do something relaxing, read a book, take a nap, go get your nails done, have a massage, go shopping, whatever it is you want to do to relax. You can spend some time with family. You can say, hey, hubby, I'm free this evening. You want to go out for a date? Hey, kiddos, I'm free. Let's go do something fun. You can spend family time. Or you can take the free time that you have, know that you've accomplished your list already, and get a head start on other things on your list, on your running list, right? You can get a head start on tomorrow. Gifting yourself time tomorrow, taking care of some of the things that you might need to take care of tomorrow, you can do them today. So when you finish your must-dos for the day, you take a look at your list of things that have to get done at some point. So I'm going to get these done. Definitely, absolutely, for sure, because I have to do them. And when I'm all done and I still have several hours in my schedule, I'm going to take a look at this list and say, I've got some time. I'm on a roll. I've got some momentum. The kids aren't home from school yet, whatever it happens to be. I'm going to pick something else to do. I'm going to take care of that laundry. I'm going to take care of the next task in my project. I'm going to go ahead and do some research for that thing. I'm going to read a book that I wanted to do. I'm going to go get the groceries so I don't have to do them on Friday or on Sunday or whatever. Take a look at your list, decide what kind of time you have and what kind of situation is happening, and either get a head start, knock out some more things, or you can relax. You can choose to do whatever you want with your time. This is extra time because you've already done everything you must do. Does that make sense? I hope so. I can't tell you how good it feels to complete your to-do list every single day. You'll feel so accomplished. You will have control back because you are getting done what you need to get done. You have all this extra time now. After you have finished, now you have time and you get to choose. You get to do some of those things on your be do have list. You get to do some of the things on your list of 100. You can choose to do something to help your wheel get rounded out if you need to. Or you can be even more productive and get even more work done, get even more of those tasks taken care of, and just feel super productive and getting everything done. Now, A little bit more magic. Don't forget to check in from time to time and use your colors to make sure you're not getting out of whack. So you can apply the color coding that we used on your tracker to your planner, and you just color code your schedule. All these days and times that you've been working, you can just color code and make sure that you are still spending time where you need to. Remember, it's not about balance. It's not about having the same amount of color of each color on your thing. It's not about a perfect rainbow. It's about making sure the colors are represented that you want them to be represented. The ones that you need to be there are there as much or as little as they need to be. And it's when you go through it and you check from time to time, you can make sure I'm not forgetting about myself. I'm getting so productive and doing so much work that I've forgotten to take care of me and take that break and go relax and go off by myself for a minute or take a nap. Make sure you're getting what you need, and not becoming overwhelmed. Make sure you're not getting so productive and excited about all the time you have to get things done that you're not taking the time to play with your children, right? So it's not necessarily about balance. It's just making sure that your priorities are taken care of and that there is the colors there that should be. All right. Now, what you might notice when you start doing this and you start spending a week or two on your new schedule, you might actually feel tired. And this is not because you're overwhelmed, okay? So it's a different tired. Overwhelmed tired is unproductive and it's just overwhelmed. This tired is because you're actually doing more. You're actually accomplishing more tasks and more things. And so you feel tired because you're just doing more stuff. Um, or on the opposite hand, some of you might actually feel energized. When you get more done, you're more inspired. You find more time in your schedule and you're not overwhelmed. You might actually be energized to do more. You might be super excited to go have some fun. So it could go either way, and either way is okay. You might also feel like you're forgetting something. So this happened to me. Once I got control of my time and I started using it intentionally, I found all this free time. And I feel like, well, there's no way I could have all this free time. I must be forgetting something. I do this to this day. In fact, I told my husband this yesterday. I feel like I'm forgetting something because I have all this free space in my schedule and I don't understand why I should not have this much free space. So I felt like I was forgetting things. Perfectly normal. You may actually feel overwhelmed by your new schedule. But again, it's a different overwhelm. It's not an overwhelm because you have so much to do. It's an overwhelm because you're doing so much and you're just not used to checking off all of these things on your list. You go back and look at your I did it list. I did it lists are so powerful. You go back and look at your did it list and see all the things that you've done and you go, "Oh my gosh, what am I doing?" And it can be a little bit overwhelming. So what do you do if you're feeling these things? I want you to just give yourself some time to adjust, right? Give yourself a week or two or three to really kind of adjust to this new and to really take note of how you're feeling and how things are moving along. What kind of momentum are you creating? How have your colors changed? Use your tracking color coding or do another tracking round and see how it's shifted and how it's changed from before. If you were not taking care of yourself before and now you can see some color in there from taking care of yourself, celebrate that. If you were neglecting your children and now you're giving them lots of your time and attention, or vice versa, maybe you were giving them too much time and now you're working more and you're accomplishing your goals, celebrate that. Revisit your priorities from time to time. Make sure that you are staying on track and the things that are important to you are taking up the time in your schedule. That you're using your time intentionally to move towards your goals, your dreams, and to live the life that you really want to live. Write that I did it list. Take note of all the things you're crossing off your to do list. You are doing them all. You're doing all those things. So make sure you take note of that and celebrate and just give yourself some time to adjust to this new life. This is a new way of living. It's a new way of thinking, a new way of doing. You're going to get more done. You're going to be able to have more fun. You're going to be able to connect with the people that you care about. You're going to be able to move towards your goals and dream a better life. And that's a big deal. It's a big change for some of you. And so just give yourself some time and space to adjust, but don't stop. Don't go back to your old ways. Keep moving forward. Keep using your schedule. Keep writing things down and doing. Go back to your be do have list and write them again. Dream again. right? That can inspire you to keep going. But it's all very normal. So I hope you are super excited to plan out your week. I can't wait to hear your comments and find out how it's working for you. Coming up, so on our next session, I'm going to do a quick wrap up. I'm going to talk about a few more tricks to find some time in your schedule, some other things you might not have thought about. And we're going to reflect on what's working, what's not working, and we're going to do some tweaks. That's important to do all the time. I still do that. I still take a look at my calendar, excuse me, from time to time, and do a little color coding and do a little tweaking and change my brain a little bit to make sure that I am spending time where my priorities lie. And then I'm going to explain to you how you might be able to work with me more. If you enjoyed this course and you really got something out of it, and you're finding that your life really is feeling a little bit more magical, then I would love to work with you some more. I would love for you to share with your friends and let them know how well this worked for you, and tell them what you've been doing. People are starting to notice how happy you are and how fulfilled and what a good mood you're in and how much you're getting done. Tell them how you did it. I would love to help them too. So we will talk some more next time about that. And I have lots of tricks and tips for you to find a little bit more time in your schedule, even more time. You have so much more than you think. Can't wait to talk to you again soon. Bye for now.